There have been many heartbreaking, disappointing, gut-wrenching Sixers losses in my lifetime. That right there might be on the Mount Rushmore. Philadelphia just wasted a valiant performance from Joel Embiid on one leg, in which Embiid was stellar all night, trying to will his team to a victory, dropping 34 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, a block in 39 minutes of play. Tyrese Maxey, all throughout the day, questionable with an illness. He had 15 fourth quarter points, 35 points for the game. He hit a massive three to put the Sixers up by 4 with about a minute to go. And you thought that this series was shifting back to the Wells Fargo Center for Game 3 on Thursday night, locked up at 1-1, and we had ourselves a series in what has been a very entertaining series up to this point. The Sixers were up after a Kyle Lowry free throw, in which he did go 1 of 2 on 2 of his free throw trips, costing this team no doubt. But the Sixers were up 101-96 with 47 seconds left. Then, with about 30 seconds left, Philadelphia still up by 5. Jalen Brunson from the far corner takes a 3. Good contest. Front iron. Drops in. Then the Sixers inbound the basketball. Tyrese Maxey is swarmed. You can make the argument maybe there could have been a foul. Nick Nurse does not call a timeout. Maxey falls to the floor. Knicks rip it away. Isaiah Hartenstein gets it, sends it to OG Anunoby, to Donte DiVincenzo. He takes a 3. Bang. Knicks win the ball game. It is hard to fathom how the Sixers found a way to lose that game. Losses like that make you question your fandom and why you continue to root on this team that since 2001 has provided all of us with heartbreaking loss after heartbreaking loss after heartbreaking loss. Now, is the series over? It's not over. But teams that are down 0-2 in the NBA playoffs have come back to win 7% of the time. The 76ers as an organization went down 0-2 in a playoff series are 0-19. And you have now wasted 2 games in which Embiid and Maxey have been tremendous, where Jalen Brunson, the Knicks star, has been horrendous. And the Knicks have still taken both games at Madison Square Garden. Make sure you tune in for our watch parties throughout the playoffs. Subscribe to the channel. Big offseason awaits for Philadelphia with the most cap space in the NBA. We give you coverage year-round on the 76ers right here on Philadelphia 76ers Now. It's really hard to come up with more thoughts on the Sixers losing that game. They did a much better job on the glass. They made a much better effort in stopping transition opportunities. They played really well. They once again held Jalen Brunson in check, where the MVP candidate was 8 of 29 from the floor. You did a lot right. You were down by 5 points going into the fourth quarter. You had the clutch performances that you wanted from your star players in Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. That's what we've been asking for. That's what we've been begging for Embiid to show up massive in a playoff spot, for him to have a co-star who shows no fear on the biggest of stages. You got it. And he still lost because of a crazy, insane, once in a generation type of ending and loss. And emotionally, you came back from that first game. You played this well in game 2. That's impressive. Should have won. You didn't. Now emotionally, how are the Sixers going to be feeling going back home for game 3? This is a good Knicks team. But you don't win game 3 at home on Thursday night. You are done. And both of those games there for the taking for Philadelphia. Prize Picks, our sponsor for this depressing, sad, hard to get through post-game show. They make daily fantasy sports so easy. Pick 2 or more players, choose more or less on their projected stat lines. You can win up to 25 times your money. Get a $100 deposit match. prizepicks.com/CLNS. These were our selections for tonight's slate, Monday, across the NBA. And just like Philadelphia, we lost. Win big money, withdraw your winnings, pick more, pick less. Prize Picks here today. We'll put that link down below in the comment section and in the description of this video. You talk about some of these individual performances here. How do you not respect Joel Embiid? How do you not respect the toughness, the will to win, the effort, him managing to play through this knee injury, but also something's going on with his eye? He gives the Sixers 34 points, 11 rebounds. The minutes played, 39 of 48 minutes at 275, 280 pounds. The other star, Tyrese Maxey, 35 points after being sick all day, 12 of 22 from the floor, 15 points in the fourth quarter, and you wasted those efforts. Outside of Maxey and Embiid, you didn't get much. Tobias Harris, 10 points. Kyle Lowry, 8. Such a valuable player to what the Sixers are trying to accomplish in making a deep playoff run. Hustle plays, high basketball IQ. I love the man. Can't miss those 2 free throws. Kelly Oubre up to this point has been a nothing burger. 4 points on 2 of 7 shooting. The playoff inexperience has certainly showed. Nick Batum, 6 points. Paul Reed, 2 points. Buddy Hield, 2 points. 8-player rotation. Steady usage through Embiid and Maxey. Again, they were great. Probably should have been a foul called on the inbounds to Maxey. Foul was not called. First, when Maxey tried to catch the ball went up in the air. Then he has it. He's double-teamed again. Nick Nurse probably should have called a timeout there. He had 1 left. Then he falls to the floor because of the contact. No foul again. And that's what leads to the Knicks just pulling off these heroic efforts. It's a hard pill to swallow when you've done such a great job defensively on Jalen Brunson. The first 2 games, he's been terrible. Yet the Knicks are still up 2-0. Josh Hart, another great game as the Nova Knicks continue to crush the Sixers. It's a tough pill to swallow. The Sixers finally draft a Villanova player, and then they trade him away. Mikal Bridges for Zaire Smith, who had a sesame seed allergy. Going to bring producer Chip in here. He's a little bit younger than me. He hasn't suffered as many of these heartbreaking defeats as I, but he suffered a lot, and this is just another one. And I see KOM in the comment section. Please effing help me. Yep. Need help too.
It is just so brutal. And I hate to say this, but in the NBA playoffs, those are the type of blown opportunities that can lose you a series. They just are.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about it before the game. If you win this game, you go back home, a chance to win 2 games at home, go up 3-1 with momentum. Now, you go back home with your backs against the wall, needing to win 2 at home, realistically. The pressure's all on you now. You know, they say a series doesn't start till a team wins on the road, so hopefully you can take care of business at home, but what a wasted opportunity. If the Sixers are going to win some games, they're going to need their other guys to step up. We haven't seen... Lowry was good game 1. But this game, Tobias had 10 points in the first half. I believe he ended with 10. You're not getting anything from Oubre, as you said. You're not getting anything from Lowry. You're not getting anything from anybody on the bench. We're seeing the Knicks win these games on the backs of their other players. Miles McBride came in the fourth quarter, hadn't played really well all game. Miles McBride comes in the fourth quarter and scores some tough buckets, gets some big baskets down the stretch. Bojan Bogdanovic hits a couple threes. Isaiah Hartenstein is getting boards, hitting push shots. It's just such a shame. And Nick Nurse just came out after the game and said, I called timeout. The refs didn't hear me. He says he rewatched the end of the game film. You can see him calling timeout. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say whether or not that's true. He says he called timeout. Look, regardless, to even put yourself in that situation where Lowry misses that second free throw where it could have been a 6-point game.
He did try to call a timeout. I'm looking at the replay here. So this is fascinating because the Sixers inbound after that Brunson make, it's 101-99. There's 27 seconds left. And Lowry's about to inbound. Nick Nurse has his hands up like this, right? He has not yet called a timeout. Maxey's doubled. He spins off of Hart and Brunson. Takes the inbounds. Loses the ball. So Nick Nurse can't call a timeout. As he's going to the ground with the ball, he has it. Nick Nurse turns, calls a timeout. Maxey still has it. He's signaling timeout. Then Josh Hart rips it away. Then he goes up to the ref. He's like, come on. I called a timeout. That's the first DiVincenzo miss. Hartenstein skies for the board. Out to Anunoby. Out to DiVincenzo. Blouses.
And there it is. Just such a tough loss. Again, unless the Sixers get something consistent from Oubre, from Harris, from Buddy Hield, who's been a disaster. It's just such a shame you couldn't get one of these games without Brunson. Brunson's been terrible. You would hope to at least get one of those two games. You figure he's going to be better. Just wasted opportunity. And now you go back with a must-win game in Philly on Thursday. With Embiid, can his knee keep holding up? Can you keep getting these amazing performances by Maxey? That deep three-pointer he had in the pass from Embiid. Such a high for the Sixers and Sixers fans. We thought we were in the clear. And now you're down 2-0.
Yep. Brandon Gatsky with the $5 super chat that we'll include here to wrap up our post-game show. Knicks will lose later, then have some contracts to pay. Yeah, that's funny. Down 2-0. I know living in this moment, it's such an excruciating loss. And I'm trying not to let emotion impact my outlook for the rest of the series. I'm sorry, I don't see how the Sixers win. I mean, you've gotten great games from Embiid and Maxey here. You've kept Brunson in check, and you've still lost both games. Chip said it. Series doesn't start till a road team wins. But, man, Thursday becomes massive. Hey, we'll be here for you. Win or lose here on 76ers Now. Make sure you subscribe to the program. Appreciate everybody for watching our watch parties and watching as always. The Sixers find ways every single year to find new ways to kick us in the balls.